Happy New Year. It's obviously the new year. This is a time when people tend to start making New Year's resolutions, quite often repeating the same ones they did previous years. So I'm just going to go through a little bit about goal setting that you may have heard before. If you have, maybe you've done it, maybe you haven't, or if you haven't heard it and it's new, fantastic. This should really help you out. So the first thing you need to do is set your goal. This is pretty simple. That's what everyone kind of knows. That's their starting point. So let's say, for example, your goal is to lose some weight. The problem we've got here is that's not specific enough. That's very vague and doesn't really help you at all. If you have a goal like this, your goal is to lose weight, that's a wish. It's not a goal. A goal is something you can work towards, something that's got definite actions you can take to get you there. So lose weight, for starters, is a pretty poor goal. In terms of weight loss, it's not normally weight people want to lose, it's fat. So we'll start by changing that to fat loss. Beyond that, you need to be a bit more specific. How much fat do you want to lose and by when? So, in terms of weight loss, you could pick a specific weight, although again, you're picking a number out of the air. You don't know necessarily how you're going to look or feel at that goal weight. So let's say fat loss. Let's say at the moment you're at 25% body fat and you want to get down to 18% body fat. So that's a specific goal. You also want a time frame on that. Again, this is the SMART goal thing. You know about this probably, you've heard it before. So you've got a specific goal and you want a time frame to do that in. So let's say by the 1st of June. So you want to get down to 18% from 25% by the 1st of June. So that's your goal. That's it. But that is not where you stop. Again, it's specific, it's measurable, it ticks most of the boxes, but it's still a wish. Until you know what you need to do to get to that goal, that's a wish, it's not a goal. You can't just wish for fat loss and it happens. So now you've got your goal. All this bit's useful for now is figuring out what you need to do to achieve that. So that might be to eat healthy 80% of the time. It might be to hit your 10,000 steps every day. It might be to sleep and rest and recover properly. So sleep 8 hours. It might be to train, like as in a workout, lifting weights with a specific end goal 3 times a week. So 3 workouts a week. Obviously that's on top of your 10,000 steps. Again, this isn't a prescription for fat loss, by the way, but it kind of is. The point is, you've got specific steps you need to take to get to that goal. Now it's a goal. To be honest, once you've got this far, you can get rid of that, if the rubber worked. But the point is, the goal is purely there to set your actions that you need to take. The goal without actions, like I said, it's a wish, it's probably not going to happen. This might be where you've slipped up in the past. So you've got some specific goals, some specific targets, some specific actions and behaviours that you need to take to reach your target fat loss. This is where most people kind of, like I said, they get it wrong. They skip this step. They have a goal in mind, they think, oh, okay, I'll start a diet. A bit too vague. Have some specific steps to take. In terms of diet, it might be hit my protein target every day. It might be eat healthy fats at every meal. You basically want to avoid most of the mainstream diets because a diet with a capital D that's got a beginning and an end isn't sustainable long term. So you need these things. These things are all sustainable long term. You can eat healthy 80% of the time forever, not for 60 days or for 30 days or for your 6-week shred or any BS like that. You can do that forever. 80% of the time you eat healthy, or 80% of your calories come from healthy foods. 10,000 steps a day, every day, on average. Again, that's not something you're going to be doing for 2, 3, 4 weeks before a holiday, or just until you hit your target goal. That's something you can do every day, forever going forwards. It's sustainable. Sleep 8 hours might be something you need to work on, but again, it's not something you're doing for a couple of weeks and then you stop sleeping. This is something you do forever. 3 workouts a week, same thing. You don't need to just train while you're working towards a goal. Training is non-negotiable. Unless you're physically active all day, every day, working a manual job, training is not optional. You know, the 10,000 steps a day, regardless of your job, that's baseline. That is basic stuff that everyone needs to hit. Workouts, again, they're more for a specific goal. But if you're sedentary and you're not very active, if you're not out laying bricks or putting scaffolding up or doing physical manual labour, you need to do those workouts, because we are supposed to be training or moving all day, every day. So if we spend 5, 6, 7 hours a day sat down, more than that for most people, especially if you have a desk job, you need to do that to kind of almost compensate a bit for the lack of movement the rest of the time. And again, there's no downside to being stronger and fitter, absolutely none. So why would you do that for a few weeks until you get bored of it or until you've reached a goal? You just keep it going. So all of this stuff is sustainable for the long term. It's not a 30, 60, 90-day diet. This is ongoing. Same thing for the protein target. The protein target might change as you gain weight or lose weight, or as your goals change, but that stays pretty consistent. This is a forever thing, not a weight loss program. Healthy fats, you know, that's something that is essential for health. There's a reason they're called essential fatty acids. We need them. We need them to be healthy, and we can't get them, our body can't make them itself. We have to get them from food. So avoiding the crap foods with bad fats, eat healthy foods with healthy fats. Like I said, all of this is sustainable long term. This is a long term approach that gets you long term results. This is what's going to get you the results you want for next year. You know, not a 6-week crash diet before a holiday or a wedding or anything like that. This is long-term stuff, and this is how you get to that goal and stay there. I don't want people to lose weight in 6 weeks and think, oh, brilliant, but then gain it all back again, like the moment they go on holiday or the moment they come off the diet, or if they're counting down the days to the end of the diet to have a planned junk food meal. You know, this is stuff that you take it with you. If you go on holiday, you still do this. If you have a week off work, you still do this. If you're not training, you still do this. If you're ill, you still do pretty much most of this. You know, you might be able to skip the workouts if you're really ill, but the sleep will go up. The steps you can still get. It will make you feel better. Eating healthy, protein and fats. You can do that when you're ill. You can do that when you're out at a restaurant. You can do that when you're on holiday. You can do it absolutely anywhere. If you're traveling for work, there's no excuse for this. So when you set your goals, the goal, like I said, that's the end. Once you've set the goal, use that to figure out what you need to do, the actions and the behaviours you need to take to get to that goal. Like I said, that goal is irrelevant once you have this. This is your blueprint. This is your framework that's going to get you to that goal. Reading that every day, that's going to do nothing. It might frustrate you if you're not moving towards your goal. The other thing is, going back to the SMART goal thing, make it measurable. You know, we've got 25% body fat down to 18. We can measure that. We can track that. Do this for 2, 3, 4 weeks and then measure. See where you're at. If you've come down to 24% or 23%, you're doing the right stuff. Keep going. If you've gone up to 26%, you're either not doing this stuff, or these are the wrong actions and behaviours, or you're doing something else that's sabotaging it. But you can tell if you are or aren't getting results. If you're not getting the results, go back to this. Are you doing it? Are you eating healthy fats? Are you hitting your protein target? Are you doing 3 workouts a week? Are you walking 10,000 steps a day? No, I haven't been walking 10,000 steps a day. Don't change anything. Just get that back up to where it needs to be. Don't change the goal. Don't change the workouts. Just change the one you're not doing. We know this is going to lead to this. So if you're not doing any of these, buck up your game a bit. If you're not eating healthy 80% of the time, you know, you need to sort that out. So don't change the plan, stick to the plan. And as I said, if you're measuring this, you can see that body fat coming down, just keep going. This, like I said, you have to measure it, because otherwise you're going to get a year down the line where you'll be the same place next January, you'll still be at 25% body fat or whatever you're at, whatever your starting point was, or you won't be at your 18% goal, and you won't know why. You'll think you've been doing this when you actually haven't. Like I said, you might not have been doing this, or you might not have been doing, you might have been skipping workouts. You might have been skipping workouts and having some junk food because you feel crap because you skipped the workout. So these are your goals. Have a checklist. Literally every day you can tick off, did I do this? Yes. Did I do this? Yes. Did I do this? Yes. And again, at the end of the week, when you've got a load of empty boxes, you know why that weight's not coming down or why the body fat's not coming off. And if you've got a load of full boxes and you're still not getting the results, then you might need to review what you're doing to see where it might be going wrong. That's when you might need to change the plan. So hopefully this will help you. If you're setting goals, especially kind of health and fitness goals this year, do this, but it works for all goals. If you've got business goals or life goals, do the same thing. If you want the big, beautiful house over a lake, that's your goal, but write down how you're going to get it. Don't just put it on your dream board or your vision board and look at it every day and wish for it. That might help, that might send the positive energy out, but what that needs to do is trigger in your mind to be looking out for how you can get to that. So, skip forward a bit. Instead of waiting for something to pop into your mind, oh, I can do that. Sit and write down the action steps you need to take. If you need to increase your income, that's your first step towards the bigger house. How do you increase your income? What steps you need to take to do that? What daily actions do you need to take to boost that income? It's all the same thing. So whatever your goal, start with the goal, but don't stop there. Write down the actions and behaviors and the habits you need to take to get to that goal, to move you towards that goal. And again, if you're not getting to the end goal as quickly as you'd like, with health and fitness, it might be that you could maybe increase this, maybe put up to 4 workouts a week, maybe increase the protein a bit, maybe eat healthy 90% of the time. Or it might just be that your time frame is unrealistic. A lot of people, when they start their health and fitness journey, they expect to lose 2-3 stone in 6 weeks. Is that doable? Potentially yes, but probably not very healthy. So if you're not getting there as quickly as you want to, just review, make sure it's actually realistic and you're not kind of chasing the dream, so to speak. So set yourself, it's the SMART goal: specific, measurable, realistic, time bound, but also, that's just the goal. You then need to set the actions. So I know I'm repeating myself now, but I really need to drill this in. The goal by itself is useless. No matter how smart the goal is, it's not going to get you there. It's the actions you take every day to move you there. If I want to run a marathon, I don't just put on my goal board, I want to run a marathon. I need to write an action plan. Okay, I need to run 1 mile a day. Then in week 2, I might need to run 2 miles a day. Or just, whatever the goal is, don't, for God's sake, follow that as a running plan. But it's an example to kind of demonstrate what I'm talking about. You need the actions. The action you need to take to run that marathon is to train running, to train strength, to train fitness, to train endurance, to sort your diet out. That's how you're going to run a marathon, and then gradually increase up to the distances you want to run. Same thing with everything else. Without those actions, just hoping, oh, I'm going to sign up for the marathon. Great. You're probably going to destroy your legs and your feet and your knees and maybe not even finish. But if you decide you want to run a marathon, what do you need to do to get fit enough to do it? So this is what I'm talking about. So set your goals, then set the actions. Like I said, you can almost discard the final goal once you've got the actions, because 9 times out of 10, you might get to 20% body weight and you might think, body fat, sorry, and think, oh, that's enough. I look good. I'm happy with how I look. I'm happy with how I feel. I'll keep it there. Or you might get to 18 and think, I want to push this a bit further. Your goals will move. Your goals will change. And then when they do, you can keep doing the same habits just to keep going, or you can adjust the habits up or down accordingly. But even when you hit that goal, this doesn't stop. I'm talking about weight loss again now, but once you've hit your goal, you still keep eating healthy, you still aim for your steps, you still get good sleep, you still do your workouts. But again, if you hit your goal, you set a new one, and then you adjust these based on the new goal. You might want to start with fat loss, get to 18%, and then think, right, okay, now I want to build some muscle, I want to build some strength. So again, these might change a bit. I mean, most of them won't, but the protein might go up a bit, the fats might go up a bit, the workouts might change. You know, 3 workouts a week is still quite vague. You need to write down what those workouts are. Are those workouts relevant to your goal? You know, at the moment, 3 workouts for fat loss are going to be different to if you're doing 4 workouts a week for strength gain or muscle gain. So make it specific and go into detail on all of these. What does 80% of the time or 80% of your calories look like? What, you know, how are you going to get 10,000 steps a day? Are you going to walk for an hour first thing in the morning and then again in the afternoon when you get home from work? Sleep 8 hours. How are you going to do that? Set your bedtime, set your wake up time, have an evening routine. Make sure you're following that every day. Make sure you're consistent with it. Again, 3 workouts a week. Like I said, what are those workouts? Are they cardio? Are they strength? Are they hypertrophy? What are those workouts? Write it down, set some reps and times and weights, everything, and then log it and then keep improving on it. Protein target. What is your protein target? Again, about 1 gram per pound of body weight is a good target for most people, whether you're looking to lose weight or lose body fat, improve fitness, gain muscle. 1 gram per pound of body weight is a good target. You don't need to go beyond that. Healthy fats. Are you getting enough healthy fats? Because if you're not getting enough, your health will suffer. And again, then you'll struggle with fat loss. You'll struggle with muscle gain. You'll struggle with strength gain because you're not feeding your body the fats that it needs to produce hormones and for the energy. You know, fat doesn't make you fat. Junk food makes you fat. Eating too much junk food makes you fat. Not doing all of this stuff is going to help you gain weight, not lose it. You know, flip it on its head. You want to gain weight, flip that upside down. Don't train, don't sleep well, don't eat well. You know, it's pretty simple. So I know we've kind of gone into kind of fat loss a little bit, but it's giving you a guideline and a framework to use for any goal and every goal you have. So hopefully that helps. Give me a like, give me a follow and a subscribe. I'm going to be posting more content. I do have some books on Amazon. I do have an app coming out soon. Hopefully by the time you're watching this, that will be out and ready. Go to movebetter.club. You can find more details. If you want to work with me personally, you can find the details on there and contact me through there. Follow me on social media, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. I am on LinkedIn. And again, hit subscribe on YouTube. And if this helps, please let me know. If you think I'm wrong, message me. If you've got anything to add, anything you think I've missed out that could be helpful to people, stick it in the comments. I'll see if I can add it in. I want to help you. I hope this does. So when you're setting your goals this year, make sure you write down the actions in as much detail as possible. If you miss any actions, go back, add them in. Just make sure you know exactly what you need to do to get that goal. Don't just write a list of, you know, I want to go on holiday, I want a bigger house, I want to lose weight. It doesn't work like that. Make sure you know exactly what you have to do to get there. So I hope this helps. Give me a thumbs up and I will see you soon.